I'm casting my mind back to one of the 5-year plans where there was a very, very strong narrative from the central government around research and development, and specifically focused around AI and semiconductors. So this had been flagged 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think that we should expect and should have expected that there is going to be a focus on that within the companies. The A-share market, as we were just saying off air, it's very, very domestically focused. Yes, there are some big names that are part of broader supply chains, but there is a real sense that if the Chinese economy does reasonably well, if they can get through some of the nervousness around the real estate market and some of those issues, and if we can see some of the cash that is currently in very, very high savings rate start to be deployed into the stock market, we could be in a scenario where reasonable GDP growth, 4.5% or so, a reasonable economy, and I think the big kind of out there question is fiscal stimulus. If the government puts some degree of fiscal stimulus to try and help ease the wheels of motion, if we could get some of that very, very high savings rate into the market, you could see that some of those Chinese stocks do very well. And as you said, they're at this stage now where they are inexpensive. It's a great entry point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny that you say that, they've obviously been chipping away at this for a very long time with their AI ambitions. I mean, it's had a name. Made in China 2025. We tend to forget that, I think. But, here we are in the year of the snake in 2025, and we're talking about, an innovation breakthrough over in China, which has obviously rattled global markets. Just broadening it out across Asia, what are you looking at? I mean, what is interesting to you right now? I mean, is this a sort of broad-based exposure or stock pickers market?
Stock pickers market. I think we'll struggle in an uncertain, volatile market to see the kind of index or beta returns that we may have seen elsewhere. And again, the US has been a big leader of that. I think within Asia, and particularly within ASEAN, for example, some fabulous thematics still playing out. We look at, we have a huge rising middle class here. You've got digital and technological innovation. You've also got the penetration within various markets of financial services and financial banking. Indonesia, Philippines, you've still got a huge proportion of a large population that is unbanked. From memory, I believe you're at 60-70% in each that are unbanked. So their route towards financial engagement is online, and again that starts to really that plays for banks in the area, it plays for technology feeding into the banks. I think the question mark now comes around some of the technology themes around AI, as we just see how that plays out. That'll be more volatile. But we have that. And then within the region, we continue to see how India performs after slightly more challenging 6 to 8 months. We've potentially got RBI meeting over the next 2 days. We believe we're probably at the start of maybe 75 basis points of cuts, with the first one to come relatively soon. And I think that that could be a spur going into the second half of the year for Indian stocks, Indian markets to look attractive. Again, for us, looking at the large cap end, I think, rather than mid and small caps that have rallied pretty strongly during 2024. So still a lot out there in the Asia markets.